So following on from my previous video where I talked about the traumatic event that happened in being scammed out of my money, things started to evolve and I started to really sort of slowly climb out of the black hole. Still wondering why things were the way they are. Then one day, a coach I had at the time mentioned in passing, after I was telling him my story and what had happened, he mentioned in passing, he said, "Have you read the book No More Mr. Nice Guy by Dr. Robert Glover?" And I said, "I've never even heard of the book before." And he said, "Oh, okay." And that was all he said, nothing else. But immediately I thought to myself, there's a message here somewhere. And so as soon as I got off the call, I got on the computer, downloaded the book, and I sat there and started reading. And by page 4, I thought to myself, holy shit, this guy's written about my story of my life. I was so intrigued, I had to keep on reading. And as I was reading, frame by frame, my whole life played out in front of me. Starting from when I was a young teenager, young child, I could just see all the behavioural things that were driven by this desire within me to just want to be loved. As I kept reading the pages, my emotions went from angry, frustrated, sad, in tears, and I just could not stop reading that book until I got to the end. I think it was around about 2 o'clock in the morning when I finally finished reading the book. It was an epiphany for me, a moment where I discovered why I did all the things I did. Because I was always the nice guy, the people pleaser, trying to keep everyone happy, doing things, afraid of being rejected. All the things that this book was uncovering within me, and I sat there and thought, okay, now I have some of the answers. I can't change what happened in the past. I can have full of regrets, but what I can do is work on myself. That's what I needed to do. I need to work on myself. But having known now why I did what I did, I can go about changing that. And that was the start of my transformation. But the pain I went through, and then the next few days after reading the book, I obviously went through more trauma. All these little events kept coming up in my vision because of frame by frame that I've been playing. And then I started feeling angry, and I was getting frustrated because I thought, damn, I just wish I'd known this a long time ago to save some of the heartache that I caused, for one, for myself, and two, for the people around me. Some of the people I'd hurt along the way that were, collateral damage for what I was going through as a people pleaser or a nice guy, not knowing and not being aware. And people would say, I used to think I had great self-awareness, but I didn't even know what that meant. And obviously I didn't have any self-awareness. I was just doing what I thought was the right thing to do at the right time to, one, be the nice guy because, nice guys always win. Little did I know that that was the detriment to my whole life. But now I have a chance. Now I had a chance to regroup and make the rest of my life exciting and just get back out there and do what I do best. And that was with the help of the resilience I had within me. It was devastating, but at least I felt like a load to lift off my shoulders, that I now had some understanding of why it was the way it was. So sitting down and working out what I needed to change, one of the first things that I learnt in that start of that transformation period was that I needed to have self-love. Now, over the years, a lot of them, I must admit, people that mentioned this word self-love to me. And I used to think, yeah, of course I love myself. What are you talking about? I love myself. I didn't even know what self-love was. So how the hell could I say I love myself when I didn't even know what it meant? But now at that moment I realised that everything was inside of me, everything. Yet all my life I was looking for external validation and things around me, and didn't even consider that self-love was where it starts from.